Guys, what is going on? As you can see by the thumbnail, I am standing outside of a home that I bought about a year ago for $1,500. You can look around at the outside. There's a ton of trash out through here. The grass is extremely tall and it needed a roof, which we are currently in the process of replacing. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this lock. As you can see, somebody didn't waste no time busting that off. But let's go in here and let's investigate this $1,500 house. So the electrical panel box, all the breakers and the wires are still intact, so that is a huge plus. And hopefully you can see, and the lighting isn't too bad. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's really not in bad shape. It does have a little bit of water damage, which I will show you guys here shortly. But for 1,500 bucks, I certainly think we are headed in the right direction. What I've got to do is come in here. I'm gonna have to paint the ceilings. The people that were here before most certainly smoked cigarettes because there's some cigarette stains. The oven is good. The fridge has to be replaced. We've got to do some work on the kitchen cabinetry here, which you can see. Not sure about the dishwasher. Both the front and the side door we're gonna have to replace because you can see it's allowing water in here. So probably what I'll do is replace the flooring from here to here and put in a piece of transition because all of the flooring in the kitchen is at least at a minimum salvageable. Replace a few of these rusted vent registers. Gonna have to do some work around the window, which I think just in general, older mobile homes, they've just got these crappy windows. And I've got several windows laying around the farm, and I think we're just gonna box these in because we've got to do some siding work. We're gonna put siding on it, so that'll give me a good opportunity to go ahead and reframe in some better windows and take these out. May not do it in all of the house, but I'm certainly going to do it everywhere that I already have windows available to do it, most likely on the front of the house. So probably going to come and either finish that out or just close it in completely. I'm not 100% sure. But so this is the living room. Well, I guess this is the living room and this is the dining room. I'm not 100% sure. But it's not in bad shape. Got a little bit of sheetrock work. This is on the other side of the bathroom, so I'm sure that's coming from the shower. But the main damage in the house, as far as what we have to replace, is in this room. So we've got a lot of sheetrock work. There's a really bad roof leak in here that went on for when I bought the house a year ago. It was leaking and I just haven't had time to come up here and fool with it. So we're gonna have to replace all the flooring in here, which will be easy. We'll just put a piece of transition in here and we can go back kind of with what we want to do. But it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you know, and it's just really not in bad shape. Putting a roof on it, that's going to cost me probably $4,000, my cost. Then we're going to come in here, we're going to tear out some of the cabinets in the kitchen, a couple of the vanities, fix all the floor, fix all the sheetrock. We are going to repaint it, and then just do whatever little odd and end stuff we've got to do, and then I'm going to rent this bad boy out. So I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, like I said, I have been sitting on this place. I haven't done a darn thing to it for at least a year. I think it was a year, July. I think it's been exactly a year. So it's got some cleaning. It's got to be done. A little bit of trim work's got to be done. You know, I mean, there's certainly some work that has to be done, but I'm thinking for less than 10 grand, you know, I can have a livable house that I can certainly rent out. The jam up is the HVAC, which I bought a 3-ton Goodman condensing unit several months ago or several weeks ago rather, for a job that I thought it was going to go on, and then I ended up passing on that job. So I actually have a condensing unit that I can use here if the handler is fine. If not, I would have to replace that. So, you know, probably another $3,500, $4,000 to do that. And I've not been under the house to assess any of that. All of the underpinning or the skirting, whatever you want to call it, we're going to replace. So once I have that all torn down and it's all wide open under there, I'm going to go under and I'm going to inspect all of that. But I do not think, I know the house was being lived in a couple years ago, so it shouldn't be that bad. See behind me, we are in the process of tearing off the shingles and replacing them. These shingles have been on here since at least Jimmy Carter was in office, and they're not doing a very good job at keeping the water out of the house, so it was certainly time for a change. Unfortunately, they use staples to put both the shingles and the felt paper down, so it makes it a little bit more aggravating removing it, but we are about 2/3 of the way having it removed, and then it shouldn't be too big of an issue replacing the pieces of decking that are going to have to be replaced, and then we should be pretty quick. I think it's only 17 square, so it shouldn't take too long, but we are trying to beat the weather. The thing about Alabama here in the last couple of weeks is like we have just been really getting beat down by the rain. I mean, it has rained a bunch. So there you can see where the leak has been coming in, where it's the most damage. And you know, when we got here, all these limbs was overhanging. We broke them off where we could work, but you know, it's pretty bad back here in the back left corner. And then a few other spots it's going to be have to be changed rather, but we are moving on along. And once we get a roof on this house and I don't have to worry about the damage getting any worse, I'm not going to be so stressed out about it. You know, if it takes me a month to get done what it is I need to get done, at least I know for, you know, it's not going to be getting any worse while we're out doing other stuff. But like I said, I do have someone, actually it's the brother of the person who lives in this house, that's wanting to rent this house. So I told him, you know, I had no idea how long it was going to take me, probably a few months. So he said that was fine. So hopefully as soon as we get this done, we can get a tenant in here and start making a little bit of money back. But what we got here is about an early 80s model mobile home. I think it's been sitting on this spot for probably 5 or 6 years. And it's a little rough around the edges. I'm not gonna lie to you. The outside needs a lot of work, needs a lot of trim, needs a lot of the siding either replaced completely or repaired. I've thought about going back with vinyl, but you know, that's just an additional expense, and for a rental home I want to stay as low budget as possible, but at the same time meeting my expectations. We're already going to have to replace all of the fascia. The underpinning most certainly is going to have to be replaced because they went with metal, which I'm not opposed to. It's just I like to cut it and go upright. I just think it looks a lot better, especially if the design of your siding is also vertical. It just makes everything look a little odd if you go horizontal. So we're going to take that out, we're going to replace it. We've got some trim that we've got to remove and replace that's water damaged out here. You know, I mean, you can look at the fascia. We went ahead and put a roof on it. I do not like to do it this way, but it was just kind of the way it worked out for us because we happened to be in the area. We got done a little early, so I did not put the drip edge on there yet. I'm gonna go back, do the drip edge after I replace all of the fascia. So we did leave a little extra overhang on the shingles, just to give me a little bit of leeway there. But one of the weird things about this mobile home is it does not have a back door. So it has a secondary door, a side door, but it does not have a back door, and I'm not quite sure I like the way that looks. You know, but it is what it is. If you're in the back of the home and there's a fire in the living room or the kitchen, you basically are going to have to come out of one of these windows. So it's pretty grown up back here. All the fascia, the siding looks okay back here. the trim around the bottom is going to have to most certainly be replaced. You know, got a little bit of vine action going on. But see, if you come over here to the other side, and the other side has a deck on it, but the deck is just absolutely dilapidated. There's no saving it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the steps off of the front as well as the side and just replace them with good steps with handrails, and let that be that. I'm gonna have to replace these exterior light fixtures, and like I said previously, both of the doors are gonna have to be replaced. They're in horrible shape, but as you can see, the deck is horrendous. So we're gonna have to replace the deck. Got a little bit of work we got to do on the outside, but all in all, I'm gonna try to keep this under, I don't know, 10 or 12 grand total. Got a lot of leftover materials, construction, and my goal really is to reuse as much of that as I can to make that happen. So like I said, I can, while also meeting my expectations, I can keep this as budget oriented as possible, because I'd like to have my money back in less than 3 years. The other thing is, gonna have to pay to put a water meter in. That's gonna be about $600. So there's some expenses involved in this that I cannot really control. I can keep as many things as I can down, but some things are just out of my control. Gonna have to get it cleaned up. That's gonna be a day's worth of work with probably 4 guys in labor. So just trying to be conscientious of all these things. But like I said, I bought this place right at a year ago, and it sat here and I've not done anything with it. And I was gonna move it down because this is about 2 hours away. So this is located where I grew up, and I currently live 2 hours away, but I have a rental house and a lot that I rent about 200 yards that way on the left. So it was just kind of in a good spot because I already have some stuff going on here. But you know, it is 2 hours away from where I currently live. So I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't 100% sure on what I want to do with it. If I wanted to sell it, if I wanted to bring it down there and then rent it. So I just decided I'm going to fix it up and I'm going to rent it right here. And conveniently enough, I only had to put the word out for literally a day, and I've got a tenant that wants to get in. And this happened in between when I filmed the first video and now. I've got somebody wanting to move in here September 1. So basically that gives me 6 weeks. So now my back is really against the wall. I got to make this stuff happen. But you know, at the end of the day, it's $1,500. Probably going to have to put somewhere around 10 in it. You know, should have a return on investment within 3 years, hopefully. But guys, this is my $1,500 home purchase. Let me know in the comments if you agree with me, if you think I'm an idiot, whatever the case may be. If you are not in the Discord, please join the Discord. I will put a link in the description. And if you guys are liking these videos, please let me know in the comments. If you don't like these videos, then you can also let me know in the comments. But hopefully everybody likes these videos. So you guys take care. Hope y'all are having a great week, great month, and a great year. See ya.
2,000 years later.
Guys, it's about a week later. We got the siding on it, the roof's on it. We got all the fascia trim on. Went ahead and got the drip edge up. Trimmed out a few of the windows, replaced a few of the windows. So that really, the roof and the siding, that was the big expense. We still have to do the underpinning, the skirting, but we have the material. We just kind of run out of time. We've got, obviously this stuff right here takes a back seat to a lot of the work we got going on out here that comes from paying customers. So, you know, we had to take a break on this. We'll probably jump back in it here in a week or so. At the time when I shot the first videos, I was coordinating back and forth with a couple people that day. I do have a tenant. I think I'm gonna be able to get $750 a month for this place, which, you know, it's gonna take me about 2.5 years to get a return on my investment. You know, unless the place burns down, then I would get it back a little bit quicker. But hopefully that does not happen. So we've got still yet I mean, we still got some more to do. We got to do something. We got to take these steps off. I really probably should build some kind of landing, like a little small deck here, and then just do steps over here on the side. And I've got a lot of work. I mean, as far as like the overgrowth goes, I shouldn't have. This place has been, I bought it a year ago and haven't done anything with it. I mean, so, you know, we've got all of this we have to get taken care of at some point here in the next month. So that's kind of aggravating. What really sucks is my dingo's broke, and then the part to fix it's back ordered months. So probably gonna go get me a used skid steer or something. I've got some lights I've got to address. 4 exterior lights that I have to put on. I mean, you can see this deck right here is just absolutely run down, dilapidated. We got the power turned on, the water's on, so all the utilities are active and on. Getting the power turned on was an absolute nightmare, but we did get that done. It's actually got a gravel driveway. I didn't even notice this the other day, but just kind of running in and out, and my guys coming in and out. We've got that up where you can see it, so probably come through here and spray that. You know, like I said, get the skirting on there and maybe throw some shrubs out. I'm gonna do another update video. I haven't made the video from the first time I was out here a week and a half ago, so I'm gonna put this video on the end of that video, and then when we go further I'll make another video. But yeah, I mean, it was a $1,500 trailer, and got $4,500 in vinyl, $2,200 in the roof, plus labor, you know, so I've got probably 10 grand in it right now. And my budget, I wanted to keep it 12, so probably not going to be able to do that. It's probably going to be more like 15, because the inside doesn't have it doesn't, relative to what the outside looked like, the inside doesn't have a whole lot to do. There's no plumbing leaks, so that's pretty good. I actually have an HVAC that works, that I had to take out of a house and replace. It was just one of them deals where, you know, the client wanted an HVAC replaced, so we got an HVAC company. They come in, they done that, but we got them to give us the old one because it worked. So I may put it in here. I may not. May just do window units. I don't know. Hadn't decided yet. But anyways, there is what my $1,500 house looks like a week and a half later. We also put 3 windows in, 3 new windows. We trimmed these out. I wanted them trimmed out, but now I got to figure out what I want to do with it paint wise. So we didn't paint them. I needed to think on that. So any suggestions, I'd appreciate it in the comments. We're not going to be doing anything as far as that's concerned in the next few days anyway. So you guys take care. I hope y'all are having a busy week, staying busy, making lots of money. See ya.